Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, I wanted to run a bit of an experiment, and that experiment is, how does Madden 24 think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' upcoming season is going to go? Kind of wanted to stress test that theory today, so let's go ahead and dive right into the franchise and see how Madden thinks the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look as a team and how they're potentially going to do this upcoming year. Folks, here we are in the franchise now, and by the way, I've touched nothing on this. Todd Bowles is still going to be the coach. I'm not going to touch any of the rosters, make any of the roster moves, anything along those lines. That is all pretty much going to be the computer doing that. All I want to do is just see what Madden thinks that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to do in this scenario. So just kind of taking a quick look here at the overalls. By the way, Tristan Wirfs is the top guy coming in at a 92 overall, I guess I should say. Baker Mayfield coming in at a 72 overall. John Wolford coming in at a 61. Kyle Trask coming in at a 59. That's pretty interesting. Rachaad White is the number one running back here at a 75 overall, followed by Chase Edmonds at 73, Keyshawn Vaughn at 70, Patrick Laird at 68, and Sean Tucker coming in at a 62. At the wide receiver position, Mike Evans is a 90 overall. Chris Godwin is an 87. They do have Russell Gage's injury in here, so he is out for the year. Trey Palmer, 69 overall. David Moore, 68. Raheem Jarrett, and some of the other wide receivers following in after. You then have Cade Otton coming in at a 73 at the tight end position, with some other guys following after him. Tristan Wirfs is obviously there at left tackle at a 92. Cody Mock is apparently going to be the starting left guard at a 70 overall. Not necessarily accurate, but hey, again, it's whatever Madden wants to do. We'll see if they do end up playing Mock over at the right guard position. Center, you have Ryan Jensen in there at an 87 overall. You have Matt Filer in at right guard at 75, and at right tackle Luke Gedeke at a 66 overall. So that is certainly interesting there. Will Golson is your number one left end with a 74 overall. Kaji Kancey coming in at a 73. Logan Hall at a 70. Right end, you've actually got Greg Gaines as your other starter with a 73 overall. D tackle, it's Vita Vea at an 88 overall. Shaq Barrett coming in at an 80 overall at left outside linebacker. You have then got Lavonte David and Devin White coming in. Lavonte David being a 91, Devin White only being a 79. You then have Joe Tryon-Shoyinka at a 74 overall. Cornerback Jamel Dean coming in at an 85. Carlton Davis at a criminally low 81 overall, in my opinion. Zion McCollum is number 3 at 67. Antoine Winfield Jr. coming in at an 87. Ryan Neal coming in at an 81. Chase McLaughlin with a respectable 75, by the way. You have Jake Camarda with a also respectable 75 overall, and that is pretty much your roster. And we're going to be doing this with Baker as the team's starting quarterback, by the way, so that's going to be who it is. It was announced that he was the starter in real life. That's who our starter is going to be for this franchise. So I'm going to check in with you guys at around the mid-season point. We'll see who's been impressing at the mid-season mark, who possibly the Tampa Bay Buccaneers move on from, and everything in between. So I'll see you guys at the mid-season point. Well, folks, we're at the mid-season point, and things are not going well. The Bucs are actually at 1-5 right now on the year, going up against the 5-2 Buffalo Bills. If you take a look at the standings over there on the right-hand side, we're not the worst team in the NFC South. That actually goes to the Saints at 1-6. The Carolina Panthers are 2-4, and the Atlanta Falcons are 5-2. Of all teams. Now, I will say, in this situation, it would be very likely that Kyle Trask would probably be starting some games at this point for the Bucs. But right now, Baker Mayfield, let's take a look at his stats. 981 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, not even averaging a passing touchdown per game. That's not good. Rachaad White, 307 rushing yards, no rushing touchdowns on 97 carries. Baker's been running a lot as well, actually. 30 carries for 124 yards and a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Mike Evans, 286 yards, 1 touchdown. Trey Palmer, actually, 215 yards there. Chris Godwin getting 202 yards also. Blocking-wise, things have been actually not too bad. Tristan Wirfs is averaging about a sack given up per game. But aside from that, the offensive line seems to be doing a pretty decent job. On the defensive side of things, Jotron Shawinka is leading the way with 3.5 sacks, followed by Shaq Barrett with 3, Vita Vea with 1.5, Will Golston with 1.5, with some other guys following later. Interceptions are incredibly low as well. Levante David with 1, Devin White with 1, Carlton Davis with 1, and Jamel Dean with 1. Kicking, at least Chase McLaughlin has only missed 1 kick, and it was an extra point that was blocked. So at least our kicking game is pretty darn good, but Jake Camarda is certainly getting some work. 22 punts in 6 games. Not the best thing in the world, but I think for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna... It would be realistic, right? It would be realistic to say that at this point, if you're 1-5, I'm pretty sure the Buccaneers would play Kyle Trask at this point at midseason. So I'm going to go ahead and do just that. I'm going to go ahead, put Kyle Trask in as the starter for the remainder of the season, benching Baker Mayfield. And we will have to see how Kyle Trask is going to do as this team's starting quarterback for the second half of the season. Will the Bucs improve and possibly get a playoff spot? Will they be battling for the number 1 overall pick? We're going to have to wait and see. I will see you guys at the end of the season. Oh no. Okay, well, look, listen. Things didn't go well. The Bucs finish at 1-16. Oh my gosh. Saints came back, by the way. They went 6-1 in the stretch, I think, right? Is that right? No, 6-4 down the stretch. The Bucs didn't win a game. I'm pretty sure they have the number 1 overall pick. We'll check that in a minute, but holy crap, this didn't go well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats, I guess. By the way, this is your playoff situation here. Pittsburgh made it. That's good for them. Let's just take a look at the standings in general, I guess, right? We'll see where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rank, whether they're good, whether they're bad. We'll dive into it. Cowboys are the number 1 overall team. LOL for that. And the Bucs are far and away the worst team in the NFL. They will have the number 1 overall pick. 230 points scored. That's by far the lowest in the NFL. 420 points given up. That's towards the top of the NFL. Oh my goodness, this did not go well. Things didn't go well, guys. What's their losing streak? They're on a 12-game losing streak. That's tough, man. Obviously things didn't work out. Good lord. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look at the stats here. What the heck happened? Kyle Trask came in for the second half of the year, and it didn't get much better. 2,336 passing yards for Trask, 13 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. Oh, buddy. Rachaad White, 832 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Chase Edmonds, 152 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. They ran a lot. Trask and Mayfield did. That's pretty wild. Mike Evans, 852 yards, 6 touchdowns. Didn't get the 1,000 yards. Chris Godwin, 777 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Trey Palmer, 745 yards and 3 passing touchdowns. Let's take a look at the offensive line. Gedeke and Wirfs did not work out at the right tackle and left tackle positions. Wirfs averaged almost a sack given up per game, and Gedeke wasn't too far behind him. On the defensive side of things, Levante David led the way with 130 tackles. The most tackles for loss goes to Vita Vea with 15. Jotron Shawinka and Shaq Barrett are behind him at 13 apiece. Sacks, Jotron Shawinka leads the way with 6 sacks. Vita Vea coming in at 5. You have Shaq Barrett coming in at 4.5. Kalijah Kancey coming in at 4.5. Will Golston with 3. Levante David with 2.5. Winfield with 1. Servassier Dennis getting 1. Devin White only getting half a sack. Interceptions here, Levante David's got 4, Devin White's got 1, Jamel Dean's got 1, and Carlton Davis has 1 as well. That's pretty tough, man. Jamel Dean also leads the way with 9 passes deflected, but at least Chase McLaughlin was a beast. 13 of 14 for field goals, 1 getting blocked, 25 of 26 for extra points, 1 getting blocked. Not bad, man. Not bad kicking. In terms of the return game, nothing really going on here either. So, wow. Madden does not necessarily think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be good this upcoming season. They were the 32nd ranked offense in the league. The 13th ranked defense. It's not bad, right? That's not bad. Uh, the 24th in points allowed. This is really interesting to me, right? Because I think it's what a lot of, pessimistic takes on the Bucs pretty much is. Like, this is doomsday, worst case scenario for the Bucs. Like, nothing's got to go right. The defense is still probably good, but the offense is just an absolute shambles, just an absolute failure of a thing, and the Bucs end up 1-16. Now, in this scenario, I think it's safe to say that, yeah, the Bucs would be picking up, a guy like a Caleb Williams in this situation if they did only win one game. I don't think Todd Bowles would be the head coach of the team anymore, if I'm being completely honest. I don't think Jason Light would be the general manager of the team anymore. I think in this type of situation, the Bucs would just completely clean house and would literally just look to move on and just start anew with a new coach, with a new GM, with a new franchise quarterback in Caleb Williams, and just go from there. But wow, kind of shocking results to me. Not a lot went right for this football team. I would be curious to see what would happen if Baker Mayfield had started the whole year. I don't necessarily think things would have gotten better, but this is the result that they have here. A pretty decent defensive performance overall with a incredibly bad offensive performance. Baker Mayfield to Kyle Trask didn't work out. And in this situation, the Buccaneers would be looking at their next franchise quarterback, which would probably be Caleb Williams. But what do you guys think about what this admittedly shocking result? Would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on Madden 24 predicting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers upcoming season. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. I would love to hear them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more Madden 24 videos, be it on this channel or possibly even a gaming channel where we can kind of have some fun on a different platform. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.